Hello and welcome everyone, it's OT19 Ultimate Gamer 19,000, and I am so excited today to present to you all the 2024 Monk review. Before this video starts, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, let's just get right into this. I am so happy about all the changes that the monks got in 2024. Except for one small change I saw, which I didn't really like, but it's honestly so small that I'll take it over the moon and back. But to kind of summarize a little bit, the monks now potentially can be the strongest damage dealers in D&D 5e. There is a potential where throughout all levels they are now the strongest, solely thanks to a new feature that they have added in to, well, it's not even a new feature, it's more of just a revision to feature. And honestly, the monk might be kind of broken now. Back then, where classes like the Paladin and Barbarian and Fighter were known as the big damage dealers, the Monk actually now is going to be known to probably have some of the highest damage ever. And I feel like a lot of Monk builds are going to use these core features, which I will be listing here. And even then, I will be doing some rough calculations thanks to the dice calculator to kind of see what type of damage numbers we will be getting. But first of all, let's go over what's new for the monks. So first of all, their martial arts feature has now been significantly buffed. So now, monks can use all simple melee weapons and, wait, it's just melee? And all martial melee weapons with the light property. So now if we open up the handy dandy D&D wiki, we can go to weapons and then we'll kind of see what type of new items we have access to. So now monks have access to the Great Club. So now a monk can use a two-handed weapon, which is pretty rare. I mean, aside from this, I'm pretty sure monks could use all of this now. So now this one part that sucks is monks don't have any access to any of these like ranged weapons. But trust me, with how powerful the dagger will now be, you won't harp very long on ranged weapons. And this also allows them to use the scimitar and short sword, which is honestly, you might see so many monk builds that the short swords and scimitars are made into absolute crazy weapons of just destruction. So yeah, now also, your martial arts dice goes from a D6 up to a D12, which, oh, I'm so happy with. And it is honestly one of the main reasons why the monk will be so broken. If you don't know, your martial arts dice can and should be used to replace the amount of damage your monk weapons do. Meaning, at level 5, assuming it's like how the monk scaled originally, or at least by the levels, not the damage, all your monk weapons, all your attacks should be doing a D8 no matter what. Yeah, it's pretty damn amazing. Meaning at level 5, if you wield two short swords, heck, if you wield two daggers, both of those daggers will be dealing 1d8 damage. It doesn't matter that their daggers start for d4, they will be doing 1d8 damage. Which is absolutely broken once you realize that weapon masteries completely just break this monk. Now, as you can see here, not very sadly, monks don't get access to really cool weapon masteries, which does suck a little bit. But thanks to the fact that there is a half feat that all martial characters can get. Okay, this is loading. I'm sorry. Speaking of the fact there's a half feat that all martials could get that the monks really want to get, that gives them a +1 to the dexterity and one weapon mastery of their choice. Now let me see if I can get that feat that gives you the extra weapon mastery, because trust me, I feel like every single monk in existence will be taking the weapon master feat. Your training with a weapon allows you to use a mastery property of one kind of a simple or martial weapon of your choice, provided you are proficient with it. And monks are now proficient with scimitars, short swords, daggers, and all else. And if we look here, we're allowed to use one mastery property. And also, thanks to the fact we get a +1 to dexterity or strength, but we're monks, so we're going to be taking that +1 to dexterity, we can not only increase our dexterity, making us hit harder and more often, we can also massively increase our combat prowess. So for the first time in a while, if you're playing a martial character, level 5 won't be as when you get your massive damage buff. For monks, it'll be level 4, which is pretty damn insane. Speaking of the fact you get a whole extra attack, meaning at level 4 as a monk, you can now do 4 attacks, and that's only spending 1 key point. And at level 5, this gets so insane that you can do 5 attacks in one turn, wasting 1 key point as a monk at level 5 in 2024, each of them dealing a d8. That is 5d8 plus 20, no, plus 16 base damage, I'm pretty sure. That is a lot. And thanks to the fact that Great Weapon Master and Sharpshooter are well in the dumpster, you're going to be out damaging most martials, it feels. Because I feel like most paladins or barbarians or fighters really can't keep up to the high amount of damage you're doing. And now, here's a problem. With the monk, it always felt like if you're not multi-classing, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. But now, the monk genuinely scales pretty damn well, especially when you add to the feature its 10th level feature, just allows it to do 6 attacks in one turn against spending only 1 key point. All of those attacks are dealing a d8, meaning that's 68 plus a bunch of extra damage thanks to dexterity bonus. And this isn't counting for any other factors you may have. Now, with this weapon chart, we can see what every weapon mastery, well, actually, it's probably better to just open up the mastery properties. Now, each mastery property, as you may or may not know, has prerequisites I must meet. The Nick property. To use Nick, which allows you to make the extra attack that doesn't count as your bonus action, you have to have the light property. But now, since monks are proficient in every martial weapon with the light property, that's melee, that means you can now use your scimitars and short swords as a monk and still have them do monk weapon damage, but abuse the Nick property. Because the whole point of why the Nick property is even existing is because it's for classes that want to dual wield just be stronger. It's to make dual wielders more powerful, because originally dual wielding is pretty damn weak. But now with the monks are completely breaking dual wielding, making dual wielding with the monks probably the best possible choice you could have. Because with the Nick property, dual wielding is no longer like solely attached to your bonus action. And as a monk, you love your bonus action. You want to use your bonus action as much as possible. And yes, it's been confirmed. The Nick property is the same as it was in the playtest, or extraordinarily similar. And if it was changed, it was maybe the wording or nothing that was important. Meaning that as a monk at level 5, we can attack with our short sword or scimitars or daggers, whatever, twice, then use our Nick property to attack again. Then use our bonus action to punch again, spend a key point, which we now have a lot more of, because since our features are very less key point dependent, which I will get into later, and do that flurry of blows again, which is pretty insane. Just fully insane, because now our weapons are dealing so much more extra damage. So a lot of people are saying, oh, the monks their damage went by 1-up average. And that is just completely wrong. The monk's average is now going down. On average, the monk will probably be doing 5 to like 10 more damage in a single round. Well, no, and that's numbers even very low deflated, because back then, monks used to use D8 weapons or even D10 weapons when they're fully optimized, but their unarmed strikes are always doing D6s. So now if you look at it, the monk is probably going to be doing the most damage out of any martial in 1 D&D. And you know what? At the end of this video, I will genuinely calculate it, but I've kind of went on a tangent, and I'm only at level 1, and I'm not even fully done with the level 1 features. So let's roll back the tape here and go over all the other features for the monk. I'm genuinely so excited for the monk. One of my favorite class in the game, the Throning Paladins. I can't wait to get my hands on one of these new monks. Now, they can also use their dexterity in place of when you grapple or shove, and now the grapple and shove actions have been fully tied in to unarmed strike. So now, when you make an unarmed strike, you can either decide to grapple, shove, or punch someone in the face, which is overall pretty good. And also, you can now use your dexterity instead of your strength, meaning you'll be a pretty good grappler and shover. I'm sorry, I'm like burping really hard. My bad. Now, your monk's focus is basically the replacement for key points. Monks no longer have key points, they now have monk's focus. I mean, I feel like most people are still going to call them key points, but I'll try to call them focus points. Yeah, I mean, it's a name rechange that I feel like not a lot of people care for, and honestly, I feel like if they didn't change it, no one, because I don't. It's like, yeah, okay, different name, that's cool, I guess. I don't know. I'm pretty whatever on that decision. Now, your patient defense and step of the wind are now free. Oh, you no longer have to spend a key point and your bonus action to do that. Now, simply like how the rogue has had it for 10 years, you can use your bonus action to either dash or disengage completely for free. Basically, same as the rogue, except you can't hide. But for being honest, this character hiding is completely useless because you're gonna be doing trillions of damage. Not trillions, but a ton. But now, if you want to, you can upgrade them by spending one key point to, with the patient defense, take disengage and dodge, or with Step of the Wind allows you to dash and disengage as a bonus action, which honestly, Step of the Wind should have always allowed you to do that in the first place. So now Step of the Wind is just so much more nicer because basically you're now allowed to because here's one of my main problems with like the whole disengage action. Because when you disengage, I mean, you probably don't even, because here's the thing: if you're disengaging on the first turn of combat, you probably don't have all of your movement already. So unless you have like 30 or more movement, the enemy is just gonna move up to you back, and you basically just wasted your bonus action for nothing. But with this new Step of the Wind feature, you're basically allowed to disengage and then dash like 40 to 50 feet away, and your enemy just can't do nothing about it. And all it takes is one key point. It is so much more nicer, so much more freeing for monks, allows the monks to really dig into the flavor of being this very fast, very agile combatant that goes into the fray, does like 16 attacks in 3 seconds, and then books it to who knows where. And with the Warrior of the Open Hand, it really allows you to fully realize that flavor. Now, Uncanny Metabolism allows you to, once per long rest, gain back all of your focus points when you roll initiative. Now, that feature is very good. It just lets you regain your key points completely for free. It has no cost. It is once per long rest, but if we're being honest, now your monk can enter 2 fights with all their key points, and then they would have to take a short rest to get him back. Meaning, like now, because there are many fights where sometimes, like let's say you're in a dungeon, right? The first room is like a bunch of enemies where you have to beat them up, and you spend all of your key points because maybe there's like a dragon. Now in this next room, there's an even bigger dragon, and you're like, damn, I don't have any more of my features. I wasted all my key points doing monk stuff. Which now, it's actually harder to waste your key points because certain things that are really key point dependent have been nerfed or buffed with costing less key points. But for some reason, let's say you're flurrying of blowings every single attack, and you took like 15 turns to kill everything. Let's just say that's what happened. Now you can go into that new fight that's gonna be harder with all your key points fully back. It's not half, it's not your level plus, no. All your key points, no matter what level you are, in a snap of your fingers, are fully back. Meaning you can tell your DM, I have all my key points back, and I am fully ready to do my monk stuff and just beat people up and write down names. Which, oh, I absolutely love how you can just go into a fight and kind of put your body into overdrive, telling it, we need to fight, no point of being weak here. Oh, this is just a feature Monk should have gotten in 2014, but I am so happy it's finally been realized. I'm drinking water like crazy. Now, this feature might have gotten nerfed a little bit because in the playtest, when you roll your uncanny metabolism, you gain back all of your martial arts sites, but also gain some healing. Now, in the video where they were discussing this, I do think they mentioned healing, but it doesn't mention it here, so take that with a grain of salt. You might or might not get some healing back with uncanny metabolism. If anyone like remembers or watched the video fully, just leave that on below in the comment section. And maybe I may, if I have time, I'll try to like leave that down below too, so then someone can be answered it. But yeah, now at level 3, we finally gotten off the first 2 levels of the game. We have deflect attacks, and yeah, it's just deflect attacks is basically the same feature as deflect missiles, but instead of it being ranged weapon attacks, it is any attack in the game, as long as it uses bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage. And its damage is reduced is by a significant amount. A D10 plus your dexterity plus your monk level. So now, if we pull our handy dandy calculator that you can't see on screen, sorry, on average, a D10, well, actually, I don't even have to go off the dome. So, on average, a D10 will give you 5.5. We'll roll that down to 5. So, we have 5 plus your third level monk, meaning that's a plus 3. And if you're using standard array, you should have a dexterity of 17, meaning that's a plus 3. So, meaning you can negate 11 points of damage every turn, which at level 3 is pretty nice. I feel like, and also when you combine this with good old evasion, when you combine this with good old evasion, it's just, ooh, I feel like this is like not really good, because if you're gonna get hit by like a really big like sword swash, you can now you can now minimize at least like 11 damage, and that's with averages. Like maximum you can negate 16, minimum you can negate 7. So either ways, I feel like at level 3 this feature can only get stronger, and at maximum can be negating up to 35 damage, which at level 20 that's around half of a hit. I feel like at level 20 characters are usually monsters are usually doing like 70 to like 40 damage. So overall, it's pretty good negation. And also, if the damage is reduced to 0, you can spend a focus point to redirect the attack like you could in the other ways. And also, I'm pretty sure. Oh, now they must make a dexterity saving throw or take damage equals to 2 rolls of our martial arts dice. So at level 3, this would be 2d6. So the dexterity saving throw take 2d6. It does cost you a key point, which I don't. Honestly, you can fully just like just all that I've highlighted, fully just take that away from this feature and just give this first line, and this feature still is amazing, and I would still love it. Like, genuinely, all of this is just fluff. Like, maybe it's a really cool moment. Maybe you just hit level 3 and you're just like, yeah, I might as well use it because it's cool. Whoa, you hit him back. Yeah, it's more for flavor than anything, really. This first line is kind of what brings this destruction, this awesomeness to the feature. Wow, I am 17 minutes and nearly 18, and I've just gotten into the level 3 subclasses. This is gonna be a long one. I'm so passionate about it. I genuinely love what they've done with the monk. Now, the Warrior of the Mercy has gotten a nerf, which I don't care for. Now, if you don't know, the Warrior of Mercy, it got in one change, which is a nerf, which does suck, but I couldn't really care if I'm being honest. Where now, your Hands of Healing feature is now limited to your Wisdom modifier per long rest. I mean, honestly, I really don't like that change because it's just more to track. Like, if we're being honest here, if you're a DM, don't make your players track how many uses of Hands of Healing they have left. Like, because the Hands of Healing does cost you a key point. Now, it is free if you use your Flurry of Blows, which I guess it's good. But honestly, if I'm a DM, don't make your players track Hands of Healing. Now, if Hands of Healing is free and doesn't cost you 0 key points like at all to use it, it's just completely for free, you can use it at any time, then that's fine. But if it still costs a key point, what's the point, man? I feel like that's just putting something your players have to track for no real reason. If I'm being honest, I probably won't make my players track it if they want to play a Mercy Monk. And honestly, I don't, because it's just annoying, man. Like, there's no point. Like, oh no, like, come on, grow up, dog. There's no point in making your players track a feature that's probably it's a good feature. Don't get me wrong, it's some healing, but still, I mean it. Okay, well, okay. Now, if you think about the fact that your martial arts dice did get buffed, meaning you do get more healing, so it's just, having your players have to like watch for something, because the thing is like the fact is like you have to spend a resource outside of it, so now your hands it's just annoying, dog. Honestly, not really gonna pay attention to it. I probably will let my players just not do it because it's annoying. Like, come on, have your players track something that low that already has a cost. It's just annoying, dog. But move on tonight. Warrior Shadows got massive buffs. Now, Warrior Shadows did sadly lose Pacified Trace and Silence. Moment of silence, please, for those two spells. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I'm fully fine with that. Yeah, if we're now allowed to see in our dark vision. So honestly, I'm perfectly fine with the fact they just booted those two. If I had to pick from seeing in our own dark vision to being able to cast Pacify Trace and Silence, and I think I'm picking C in my old Dark Vision 19 times out of 10. And also, I think their new Cloak of the Shadows feature allows you to, I'm pretty sure they also have a feature now where you can now, I think it's the new level 11 feature. And I think some of these features changed, but I know in the video they're talking about in the playtest too, you can now like teleport and still punch someone in the face, which honestly I very much like. I feel like a lot of the new subclasses kind of have this feature where it's like if you do this, you can still like do an unarmed strike, which honestly I'm really very much enjoying. And I'm kind of curious why they didn't change that for the Mercy. Because for the Mercy, it is like because with the Mercy it's kind of the opposite. Like it's like when you flurry of blows, you can now do Hands of Harm for free. So it's decently weird. But honestly, yeah, I'm fine with it. I like it. Very good change to the Way of the Shadows. Way of the Four Elements got a whole facelift. Warrior of the Elements, my fault. It got a facelift. Honestly, it's just really cool. Now you can basically deal your unarmed strikes, deal whatever damage you want to, and any elemental damage. So if Tiamat can breathe it, you can punch it. Ooh. No, Tiamat worshipper, that's a monk, can be a really cool boss now with the new Way of the Four Elements. That is duly noted. And also, you can now gain a flying speed, a swim speed if I level 11, so not that early, but eh. And also, I'm pretty sure your monk punches have a wider range. Yeah, now they have a 10-foot range, meaning you can kind of like flavor it as like you create a whip of water that just like smacks someone, or maybe like a fire snake just shoots out of your hands, or maybe or maybe you can flavor it as like you're shooting like a bow of acid arrow. Like you can make your like unarmed strike into like arrows now. So if you want to be like an elemental archer, Way of the Four Elements definitely does help you. You can do acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage. Ooh, now you can like just kind of punch and have lightning shoot from your hands to like hit your targets. Overall, I really like it. And also, you can now push or pull targets 10 feet away, meaning if you have spike growth, then oh yeah, the ranger and the Way of the Four Elements monks are really gonna love each other. Ranger, druid, whatever. Yeah. Cause I mean, yeah. Once you hit level 10, you can now do 5 attacks in a turn that are unarmed strikes, meaning you can push someone back and forth 50 feet. Hold on, hold on. Let me cook. Let me cook. Hold on. Let me pull up the spell Spike Growth. Because if you don't, honestly, I think monks now might be one of the best like companions to someone that uses Spike Growth. Like genuinely, yeah, no. If for every 5 feet it travels, it takes 2d4 piercing damage. And if it's traveling 50 feet, oh gosh, my brain's completely farting. So it's traveling 10 times because it's 5 feet, meaning, damn it. So it's taking 20d4 worth of damage. Yeah, wait, hold on. I got that right? Oh, this is so embarrassing, dog. Yeah, this is good. Damn, 20d4 worth of damage just by this monk attacking. Granted, this is at level 10, so take it with a grain of salt. That's 50, dog. So on top of all of your other unarmed strike goodness, you can now do 20d4 damage. And also with the fact that as the Way of the Four Elements, you can now just stand right outside the spike growth, punch, pull them back, punch, send them away, punch. Oh my gosh, because now you have a 10-foot reach. Wow. If you have a druid in your party or a ranger, they are going to love the Warrior of the Four Elements. Because, oh my, there are so many combos. I can't wait, dog. These monks looking amazing. Also, the monks get the elementalism cantrip, which I think it's basically like control water, motor, like, and yeah, basically just allows you to control. I think it's every other elemental cantrip, but just into one. Well, at least all the non-damaging ones, which is really cool. And also, I'm pretty sure you can now like just shoot out fireballs of acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. So you can just make like a massive shockwave in the middle, and that's like a thunder fireball, which is pretty cool. Does allow you to do some AoE. Now, the damage hasn't been set for it, which does suck a little bit, but whatever. Also, now, the Way of the Open Hand has just fully... Oh, it's just fully gotten a facelift. What can I say? Way of the Open Hand genuinely is now very powerful. It's 11th level feature I really want to hold into. Because now, anytime... it's... This feature is so good. You can now use your bonus action at level 11, and you will always have Step of the Wind a part of that bonus action, as long as you're not performing Step of the Wind. Meaning, your movement speed as a monk at 11th level with open hand is permanently doubled if what I'm reading is correct, as long as you use your bonus action for anything else. Oh, okay. Yeah, I level 11 monks, their movements, they have a movement speed of 50. Oh my gosh. Meaning, as long as you use your bonus action, you will have a permanent movement speed of 100 feet as a level 11 Way of the Open Hand monk. And if you don't know, at level 10 you get a feature called Hide and Focus, which allows you to use your Step of the Wind to move creatures you want with you. Meaning, you can now grab onto one of your friends and move them 50 feet away from wherever you want, and all you have to do is punch someone in the face or use your bonus action for anything. Now potions cost a bonus action, so if I'm reading everything right, you are now allowed to drink a potion with your bonus action, or feed your ally potion and then drag them 50 feet away, just to wherever you want. Yeah, fair. Oh, I love this subclass. Oh, I love Monk so much, bro. Oh, this is genuinely amazing, dog. This is genuine. Oh, I can't wait, dog. I can't wait. You can now like you're, oh my gosh, dude. And again, that is an utter way you are saving ki now, because your Step of the Wind, you just always have it active. Also, this picture art is absolutely hard. This picture, yo, the artist really murdered it, dog. I think the artist needs to put in jail. They absolutely killed it, dog. These artists did amazing. Okay, we've made it past level 3, and we're still 27 minutes into the video. Oh gosh. Okay, at level 5, we now get stunning strike, which I'm pretty sure is now very much better. It's a lot weaker, but honestly, I'm so fine with it, dog. The monk is already so much cooler. I'm fine with the stunning strike being a little bit worse. Now, it is once per turn, which is alright. I'm fine with that. And now, if they succeed on a saving throw, instead of nothing happening to them, their speed is halved and the next attack against them has advantage. So this basically allows you to get one of the wait, hold on. Because originally, one of the problems I had with the monks was the fact that they could only get one weapon mastery if they did a multi-class. They're losing out on the Vex property. But now, if you use Stunning Strike, you can still get the Vex property, but it just costs you 1 ki point. And also their movement speed is halved, which I mean, when you combine it with the Warrior of the Open Hand having a 100-foot movement speed every turn, you know, I don't think they're gonna catch up to you, dog. I genuinely don't think so. And also, I wonder if you're allowed. I wonder if you're allowed to like upcast Step of the Wind by using a ki point, even if it is a part of your bonus action. Like, is it the stronger version of Step of the Wind, or is it the weaker version of Step of the Wind? That's like the real question that's burning in my head. Also, Quivering Palm was nerfed to do a buttload of damage. Honestly, I don't really care. It's a 17th level feature. You probably never reach it, but if you do, it's a little bit nicer. I kind of skipped the 17th level features because you'll most likely never use them. So I'm more talking about the 11th through 1st level features because those are honestly the ones that really matter. And also when it comes to subclasses, those are the features that are most prominent because they're just really nice. Now, you also have Empowered Strike, which allows you now to all your unarmed strikes now deal force damage instead of normal damage, which is cool. I like force damage. I like the idea of my monk punches so hard it's no longer considered bludgeoning and just considered pure force. Golf claps for me. Now, at level 10 is our next brand new feature. Now, do not worry. The monks will not have 5 levels where it's just dead space. I am assuming they will still be having, they'll have the monastic, they'll have their monk subclass feature. But I'm assuming they still have evasion, stillness of mind, unarmored movement. I'm still assuming that everything you see here is still in the monk, just assuming that they just only have added new stuff, because they haven't really said if they've taken away anything. They've kind of just said like, oh, this new feature has been enhanced, so they may have taken away a lot of these old features. So, but honestly, so many of these old features are completely useless that honestly I'm pretty fine with it. But now, yeah, I hit the mic, so if you hear that, I'm sorry. But now with hidden focus, it basically just makes your bonus action worth so much more. Like it's just amazing. Your Fury of Blows now does three unarmed strikes or two additional unarmed strikes, which is just amazing, especially with the fact that they're now dealing a D8 and a D10 damage next level is just so amazing. And also, Patient Defense now grants you some temporary hit points, which is pretty nice, based on 2 rolls of your martial arts dice, which at this level is a D6. No, it's a D8. I love this. So meaning 2D8. So 2d8, you'll be getting 9 temporary hit points. But if you assume you're level 11, means not many temporary hit points, but still, I mean, you're already taking the dodge action and getting disengaged, so I say it's probably good. And also, your Step of the Wind allows you to move one willing creature that's larger or smaller than you, along with your movement speed. Now, and also, you don't provoke opportunity attacks as you do so. Which, you don't provoke opportunity attacks either way with Step of the Wind. So, well, I'm guessing they don't provoke opportunity attacks now. Because they would. Oh, yeah, okay. How does force... Okay, that was... Whatever, those are rules I'm not getting into. So, anyways, good feature. Level 10. Just an amazing capstone for the monk. Arguably, around the same damage bump they get at 4th and 5th level. Just insane. Now, stealth restoration's has been going on for a little long. Allows you to basically at the end of your turns clear yourself with charm, frightened, or poisoned, which is very nice. So no more having to make a saving throw at the end of your turn. Most monks probably won't have a good charisma, so just being able to not worry about charmed is pretty nice. And also, you avoid exhaustion if you don't eat food or water. Meaning, as a monk, you no longer. So honestly, I think as a monk, you no longer need food or water. Well, at least the exhaustion. As long as you're getting sleep, exhaustion won't kill you. Now, starvation probably will, but does D&D have rules for starvation? I might have to look that up later. But either way, stealth restoration, good feature. It costs no key points, no action economy, just boom, for free, which honestly I very much enjoy. Now, deflect attacks has been massively buffed to any single damage type in the turn. A fireball thrown at you? Nah, no it isn't. Tiamat burns her fiery breath right back at her. Yeah, it's just deflect energy. It's just deflect attacks, but for any damage type, any type of attack too, which overall is very nice. Now, perfect focus. It's an alright feature. When you roll initiative and you have below 4 key points, focus points, my fault, and don't use your uncanny metabolism, you immediately regain enough focus points to bring you up to 4. Here in the feature says it's perfect on your 5th or 6th encounter of the day, but if you're on your 6th encounter and your DM hasn't given you a short rest, then I honestly think you might have to ask him why you haven't gotten a short rest, and this is your 5th boss fight of the day. So, with 4 key points, depending on your subclass, you can get a lot of value out of. If you're a Mercy Monk, then you're going to be able to do some pretty strong attacks very often, meaning, overall, perfect focus is it's an alright feature. Overall, yeah. If you have more than 4 key points, you kind of get nothing. But again, it's fine. Honestly, the monks have gotten so much. You can't really complain about one feature not being the most perfect, amazing, game-breakingly powerful thing. Now, with superior defense, you can spend 3 focus points to gain resistance to all damage except for force for 1 minute, or until you're incapacitated. Good feature, 3 key points. This does mean you will be spending 3 of the 4 key points, focus points you get from perfect focus, which is a little annoying. But it still leaves you with 1 key point, so I guess you can flurry of blows to do some pretty cool damage. But aside from that, overall, it's a good feature. I mean, at higher levels, you probably have so many key points that, honestly, with perfect focus and, what's it called? Uncanny metabolism, you'll probably be able to have that feature up almost every single combat. And also, it doesn't cost you a bonus or your action or even a reaction. It's just start of your turn, spend 3 key points, you're resistant to all damage for basically a whole fight. And also, you gain an epic boon at level 19, which I honestly will be avoiding. Every class gets something special. But now their capstone has been greatly improved. It is no longer perfect self. Oh my, wow, wow. It just shocked me how bad this feature was. I cannot believe this. This is, wow. Yeah, let me just, wow, that's terrible. Wow. Now, your new 20th level feature, your capstone, allows you to increase your dexterity and wisdom by 4 each to a maximum of 25. Meaning, your dexterity is probably going to be a 26 thanks to your epic boon, and your wisdom probably going to be like a 22 to 24. Which overall is just so amazing. And yeah, honestly, I feel like I've probably gone on so long for the monk, almost over half an hour. But overall, that new capstone is so broken. Beyond what I can say, your armor class is going to be in like 25 or even higher with nothing else. I mean, your stunning strikes DC is probably going to be ridiculously high as well, especially if you have any of the items that have been made for monks. You're going to be doing so much damage with your unarmed strikes, which by then are going to be a D12. It's just, yeah, it's disgusting. Now, I will be doing some damage calculation, as I did promise, even though this video is running on a little long. So yeah, now let's assume that you're a level 5 monk that took a 17 dexterity, so a +1 because they took weapon master fee, and now you are wielding 2 short swords, scimitars, daggers, whatever you want to say. They all have the same damage dice. And you're doing those attacks with flurry of blows. Now, this showcase will just be you waste 1 key point on your flurry of blows. So let's do some math. You will have 5d8 because you're doing 5 attacks in a turn. Your first short sword attack, your second short sword attack, nick property, a third one with your action, bonus action, first strike, then 1 key point, flurry of blows, meaning that's 5d8. Now, since you have a dexterity of +4, that is 4 times 4, which is 16. But the reason why this isn't higher is because we don't have 2 weapon fighting, meaning that on our nick, slash, we won't be getting our dexterity modifier added to, which is honestly fine, meaning we'll be getting an additional 16 damage. So at level 5, a monk on average will be doing every single turn, wasting 1 key point, which they definitely can do. Now, since everything is much cheaper, 38 damage. Basically, 39 damage. This is not including magic weapons and resistances. This is not including any of that. 38 damage just flat out. This is really nice. This is very good. I mean, I feel like when you compare it to stuff like the fighter, which, I mean, even when the fighter's at its best, well, let's assume we're dealing with a Great Weapon Master build. The new Great Weapon Master fighter. That would be 4 plus 10. 27, that's higher. Now, let's say he's using his superiority dice, 2 superiority dice, that's 2d8, 36. It's still lower, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, as you can see, the monk can spend less resources and do much more damage. This is not including Mercy Monk, all of its damage it can add. As you can see, the monk is just doing the most damage possible. Now, for the sake of funsies, we're gonna assume that you're level 11 monk. No, you can be level 10 monk. Let's say you now have 6 attacks in a turn. You're 3 with your blades, and then 3 extra with unarmed strikes. That is 6d10. And now you add your dexterity modifier, which is a +5 by now, 5 times, which is a +25. And now you'll be doing for 58 damage per round. And by level 10, you'll probably have at least a +1 sword. Well, at least I would hope you will have a +1, 2+1 swords. So, I mean, yeah, this is insane. I mean, yeah, this is just super good. Yeah, I'm speechless, dog. There's like legit nothing you could say. And also, this is not assuming any subclasses, because with Mercy Monk, the damage would actually be a tad bit higher. It would actually be 7. It would be 7d10 plus I think like 3. It would be 66.5 if you're a Mercy Monk. And again, you're only spending 1 key point. Yeah, as you guys all can now tell, the monks are very strong, very broken. And honestly, as soon as the new player's handbook comes out, expect me to make a monk build that just completely destroys the game. But yeah, that's honestly been all from your boy. I am very excited for 2024, and honestly, expect more videos to come. On Thursday, I'm still uploading a build guide, and I think on Thursday, that build will probably be something. Won't say what. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, OT19, signing out. Peace!